Hello, everybody. Wasn't necessarily planning to make a video this morning, but circumstances prevailed. As a matter of fact, I was imagining a slow weekend where I could catch up on a few things and relax from this snowmageddon week we've had. There's still ice and snow everywhere on my back roads, but once I get over here to the main highway, it was rather clear. Came back from a funeral, which seems like we do way too many of those at our age. This time it was a younger cousin, so one of my cousins, my age, child. Very unfortunate. Don't want to belabor that thought, but anyway, it was a bad situation. But today, as I said, I was planning on just catching up, maybe trying to get the rest of the ice and snow from around my driveway so it's a little easier for us to get out Monday. It was difficult all week trying to get through the ice and the snow and make it to work on time, which we were having to leave 30 minutes early, but my wife and I both were fortunate enough to be able to get there when others couldn't, so we were able to help our respective facilities out. And that's just part of what I wanted to talk about this morning is time, and do you have plenty of it? I'm very fortunate. My parents are still alive, and up until the last year or so, they've been in pretty good health. So very fortunate. I live close, 50 miles, so I'm able to check on them quite often. And I have a niece and a nephew that actually live there. There's like it's a finished basement. So there's an apartment type situation, bathroom, kitchen, the whole thing in the basement. So we're fortunate that they're able to be there for immediate needs. A call earlier in the week, I think it was Wednesday, Thursday, today is Saturday. Mom was sick, so Dad wanted to carry her up to the hospital. So they did that, spent all day in the hospital, and about 7 o'clock the doctor said, yeah, we're going to admit you. We were just waiting this long because we didn't have a room. So that kind of the sign of the times, the sign of the season, that the hospital's so full they had to wait for a bed. But fortunately it wasn't extremely life-threatening yet. Mom has the flu, and she also had another infection she's battling, so they wanted to get her into a room so that she could be monitored. She's not in ICU or anything, but she is contagious, so they've asked where possible for us not to be in the room. Dad, on the other hand, of course, went up there after the ambulance took Mom to the hospital and sat in the room with her. As you know, they're normally sitting together most of the day or together most of the day, so that's natural. But fast forward to that evening, I think it was Thursday evening, Dad goes home and he's not feeling well, but he just thinks he's tired and gets something to eat. Well, the next morning, he drives back up there. Yeah, my dad still drives. Drives back up there and sits with Mom for about an hour and a half and just determines he's just not feeling well enough. And the nursing staff actually helped him get back down to his vehicle, and he drove home. And of course, this is, I guess, yesterday. I'm trying to get my time straight. I'm sorry, I don't have any notes. This is just winging it. Hope you forgive me for that, but my channel's real. Anyway, I called up there and talked to my niece, and she said, I'll see about getting him up to the doctor because I'm at work. My work is about 70 miles from my parents. So they got him an appointment instead of a walk-in at 2:30, and I expected them to come back with Dad has the flu, but Dad did not have the flu according to the tests. He had another infection. They didn't tell me what type, but gave an antibiotic, sent him home. And I spoke with him last night. He said he's feeling a little better and had planned to call my mom last night. Dad did talk to Mom last night, and they had their basically checking in on each other. So that was good they were able to do that. Sorry the sun's in my face. Well, about 4:30 this morning, apparently I got a text. Unfortunately, it did not wake me up, but I guess my dad fell out of bed last night, and when my nephew went in there to try to help him get up, he was disoriented, not knowing what was going on. So they called the ambulance. So now my dad is at the emergency room in the same hospital my mom's admitted in. So fast forward, here I am, a couple hours later, heading to Paris. So I guess that's just my point of this particular episode. I'm not trying to do anything as far as, hey, I'm trying to make something off of my parents' misfortune. I guess what I'm trying to do is make 2 points. Number one, your plans can change in an instant. And as far as mine, I don't know. I guess I've noticed as I've gotten older, I have as many or more obligations or things I try to take care of than I did when I was younger. So I can see why some folks do retire earlier. I guess I'm going to have to consider that a little stronger, but nevertheless, as I said, I'm very fortunate. I guess I'm maybe also feeling a little bit like I'm foreseeing the future. So my parents are about 21 years older than me, so their parents were made it into their 80s. So I guess I'm kind of seeing a progression. Unless something major changes, I can kind of foretell my future a little bit. So I'm going to try to do some things to make it a little easier, but you never know. I might be in their shape tomorrow. But I'm headed up there now because I can't get any of them on the phone. So I'm guessing they're in the emergency room and either don't have the phones turned on or can't get a signal, what have you. But I'm going to head up there, check on both of them, see what's going on with my dad, and see if he's going to be admitted also, and just see where it goes from there. We have some other subjects I was going to try to get some bullet points on today to talk about, but that was, I guess, the real point of this is plans can change in an instant for higher priorities. My parents are higher priorities. My children, my wife are higher priorities than anything I've got. Also have a neighbor I'm supposed to get groceries for after a while, so I may have to farm that out. But we all have these kind of things, and I'm just curious for y'all that are in the same situation and you're fortunate enough to have your parents, maybe, share in the comments some of the things you do to help out. As I said, I'm fortunate also in that my niece and nephew are there for immediate stuff. My parents are in my hometown, so there are other family members in a pinch I can get a hold of really fast. My older brother is actually in Tampa, so it takes him quite a bit longer to get to West Tennessee. So unless it's, critical thing, we don't rush him up here, because normally it's just a couple of day thing and we're back to normal. But we're always praying and hoping for the best. And I am curious to hear how some of you are handling your last minute changes, because it does seem like you don't have time, or you don't have the downtime that you were expecting to have. My channel's 63 and counting. If you like just straight talk, hopefully I'm your guy, or at least one of them. There's a lot of great content out there. Please like, subscribe, and if you start watching, watch to the end, apparently, because if you don't, then the videos don't get watched. Hopefully everything's okay in Paris with my parents. So with that, hope everybody has a good, safe day. Well, it's about 4 hours later, and because I already included y'all into my family situation with the parents, don't know if this will ever see the light of day, but if it does, I hate to pose things out there and not give updates or answers, because I'm basically looping you into my life and you're kind of curious, if nothing else, how things are progressing or how they ended up. So just to let you know, my father does have the flu, and he also had a severe infection. Plus, he is a cardiac patient. He had open heart surgery several years ago. So after several hours and tests and whatever, they determined he does need to be admitted also. So both he and my mother will be in the hospital. The sad part, or the really bad part, is he's going to a different hospital than her. So just a few minutes ago, they went on and got the transport service and are carrying him to a city about 60-70 miles from us. So he's on the way there. I went and saw my mother and let her know what was going on, and while she's not happy about it, she also agrees he needs to be there for the cardiologist in case the infection messes with his heart. So right now I'm going back home and getting a few things together, and then running on to the other town that's 30 miles to the south of me. Paris, where I'm at now, is about 40-50 miles to the north of me. So I'm kind of between both of them, which helps out some. My older brother, I mentioned in Tampa, did ask, does he need to make arrangements, fly up here to be with one of them. I told him I just don't know yet. My mother is doing better. She's not at a discharge state, but I feel like the progression, and the doctors feel like the progression, that she'll be out by Monday or Tuesday. So as long as she's not contagious, more of the family can help on this end, the Paris end with her. And of course the weekend, but I can take off as needed. I told her I'd be back up tomorrow to check on her, and I'm going up to the hospital south of me in about an hour, ever how long it takes me to get home, grab a couple of things, and run over there to get him settled. So once again, it's about the time, and I'm very fortunate to be able to do this and to have them, and I'm going to split my time between them best I can. I just wanted to share, because I know I'm not the only one going through this. I am over 60, so if we have our parents and are fortunate enough to have our parents and even aunts and uncles at this age, this is something we're all going to go through at one time or another. So I'm just sharing, because I'm trying to be real, and I don't think I have anything else. I just wanted to give you the update. Please like, subscribe, comment. If we want to talk more about it, we can always open the subject. I think they're going to be okay. They are doing better now that they got fluids and IVs and medicine in them. So I'm optimistic